Hi there, Rick here. I want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Okay, um, I know that when President Trump, okay, he was when he was trying to be president, right? There in the believe it or not, okay, I know that there's a lot of what is it, uh, kind of like Bitcoin followers out there, right? Bitcoin fans, right? In order to get support, okay, from the people, okay. I guess he went to a Bitcoin rally or something like this, and Trump said, I'll do this for Bitcoin, I'll do that for Bitcoin, and I know that what is it? Um, the U.S. government, okay. I know that they're collecting Bitcoin too, okay? And you have to remember, okay, if the US government is collecting Bitcoin, okay, and treating it as, a valuable asset, right? And it's in their best interest now, okay? If they have a lot of Bitcoin, they would want to go up, of course, right? Because then, the US government, benefits greatly from it too, right? So I know that, I was just reading, surfing the internet. This one particular company, they had over $100 million, and yeah, they used uh, that amount of money to, invest in Bitcoin, okay, in their company, and it was considered okay, an asset, right? It'll be listed in their books as an asset, okay? And, I was going to say too, I thought to myself, wow, that's a lot of money to invest in Bitcoin. But, they have a lot of trust in Bitcoin, right? They feel, of course, it's going to go up in value, right? And if they invested, what, $100 million, over $100 million in Bitcoin in their company, okay? Um, it shoots up, even if it shot up what, $10,000 or even $1,000 per Bitcoin, I'm sure that asset that they have would go up astronomical if you have like a over $100 million investment in Bitcoin, right? Um, but in my opinion, okay, like seeing how Trump is, he's pro Bitcoin, right? And he was telling the Bitcoin followers that if you vote me as president, I'll do this for Bitcoin, I'll do that for Bitcoin, I'll do this, right? He's listing off all these things he'll do, to help out the Bitcoin industry, right? And when the US government is even collecting Bitcoin, yeah, it's in their best interest for it to go up, right? And what was it? Okay, just trading today, I noticed, okay, some companies, um, yeah, they were, investing in Bitcoin, okay, and their stock was shooting up. What was it? Um, I bought a company, okay, involved in Bitcoin, okay, and they're issuing a warrant, okay. Warrant is just uh, kind of like an option almost that the company offers, okay, and what was it? Okay, I understand a warrant as kind of like a promo thing that a company does to try to attract investors, okay, and I bought 1,000 shares, okay, at about what, 10 cents a share, cost me about $100. But remember, okay, I have 1,000 shares in this company. Um, it's not that easy to get sometimes 1,000 shares of a good company, right? And I was looking at the 5-year chart in it, right? There was two times where, yeah, the stock went up to what is it? It went up to $1.60 a share. Okay. So if it ever went up $1.60 a share, it would show a profit of about 1,500 US dollars. Okay. But probably if I saw the stock, going up higher and higher, I'm going to add to my position. Okay. Because, I want to, make more money as it goes up higher, right? Um, so, it's there's a lot of different ways that you can trade, okay? Like there's people that will add more what is it? More shares, okay? As they see the stock going up, right? Some people, just won't touch it, okay? They'll just watch it go up, okay? But, I think it's sometimes better, to add, more shares as the stock goes up, and then you make more of a profit, right? But yeah, there's different ways to trade, right? Um, so back to the what I was trying to say here again about Bitcoin, okay? Um, if the US government, collects more of it and they have, a lot in their treasury, okay? Bitcoin, right? It's in their best interest to be friendly to, the Bitcoin industry, right? And they would want uh it to go up, right? It's almost like with gold, okay? If your particular country had, this much gold or lots of gold, why wouldn't you want to go up, right? You of course you want to go up, then, the country is richer as a whole, right? Um and there was I know that there was a lot of governments around the world, okay, they weren't that friendly to Bitcoin um when it was, just developing through the years, okay? But they haven't managed to totally crush it, right? Because I was watching a YouTube video of a particular company mining for Bitcoin in China, okay? And they had a big operation. I think they had a total of 4 warehouses, okay? And the workers, even the owners, okay, they were making a good profit, okay? Because they told in the YouTube video how much they were making, okay? And even, okay, the people, mining for Bitcoin and, doing the supervision of the warehouses, because they have cameras, it watches all the computers, right? And, if something goes wrong with the computer, technician has to go on the floor and fix it, right? But, it's easy to look after. He just, sits behind a computer monitor, the monitors all the different computers mining for Bitcoin, right? And then, he says that, sometimes I play with my phone, I play a game on it, during the breaks, I, uh, maybe surf the web or play with my phone and things like this. It's not, doesn't look like it's super labor intensive work, right? And, it looks like it's not so stressful too, right? Um, so yeah, I think you know, it's a good career to have if you're in the industry, right? You're just kind of like looking at a computer screen. Of course, you're protecting the warehouse. Making sure nobody breaks in and steals all the computers that you're using to mine for Bitcoin, right? And I was gonna say too that um, it's well, some people think it's a waste of energy, okay? But it is still helping out the economy because remember, okay, the owner of these, maybe he's renting out these 4 warehouses. Maybe he bought the warehouses, okay? But either way, you're finding a tenant to move into your warehouse and run a business, right? Which is helping the economy, right? Of course, it's using a lot of energy too. And I'm sure the energy company likes that because, they're collecting, money from you, using the energy because, you're in the business of selling energy, right? And, here you got what is it, an owner of a mining company that is, yeah, using a lot of energy to mine for these Bitcoins, right? Okay, Trump is in office, right? The U.S. Treasury accumulates more and more Bitcoin, right? Um, I think the U.S. government is just going to be more friendly towards the industry, right? And the next president after Trump, okay, will probably well, in order to garner support, to get elected, okay, you have to be friendly to the Bitcoin community, right? Otherwise, you won't get elected in, right? Um, and remember too, if you have a president, in office that is friendly to Bitcoin, the Bitcoin industry, right? It's going to grow bigger and bigger, right? And if the U.S. government, like I say, is collecting Bitcoin and using storing it in their vaults, okay, um, as an asset, okay, it is in their best interest, to want Bitcoin to go up in value, right? Because I've heard too that there was some predictions about Bitcoin its value. There was a lot of people on the net even saying that, yeah, it's gonna go up to like $1 million a Bitcoin. Imagine if it did went up $1 million a Bitcoin. That would be pretty amazing. Okay, but there would be a lot more rich people out there because remember, um, some people only have, 2 or 3 Bitcoin, right? But, if it goes up to $1 million in value, they might just sell it and, collect the US dollars on it, right? And then, maybe stick that money in the bank and collect interest or, buy a house or buy a new car, right? Um, so yeah, I'm kind of like a fan of Bitcoin myself, right? Um, Otherwise, I wouldn't have, held some positions in Bitcoin, um, just through the years of trading, right? I would just avoided any sort of stock that was involved in Bitcoin, right? But yeah, I am a fan of Bitcoin too. Okay. Um, and I know that Elon Musk, okay, he spent over about $100 million in Bitcoin too, right? I don't know what price he bought it in at, okay, but I know it was quite expensive. But you have to remember, Elon Musk is one of the, well, richest men in the world, right? He can afford to spend over $100 million in Bitcoin. And remember too, I think when he did spend that much money in Bitcoin, the value of the Bitcoin went up when he got involved in spending over $100 million dollars in Bitcoin. Okay.